And welcome back, everybody, to Open Line on a Monday night as we continue to talk about the Unsolved Murder National Project. Earl Jordan from Partners in the Struggle is with us, and we are also now joined by Jaquita Bell. Jaquita, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it. Want to talk to you about your mom, Cheryl Phillips. Tell me a little bit about what happened with her. It was 2006 when she died,
Correct.
Right?
Yes, sir.
What happened?
Well, we were celebrating my graduation, and she was seeing some family members off, and some guys decided they wanted to ruin the party. And they started to shoot, and as she got down, she was hit and basically gone instantly. So, yeah.
So you were there. She was 38 years old.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was there, smaller kids were there, everybody was there.
And this was in May?
May 23rd, 2006.
And so this is an outdoor event? Mm-hmm. And how many people were there?
I don't even know, but it was plenty of people.
Yeah.
And she done what she know to do, which is get down, and that's initially how she got hit.
Right.
And they took off with no regards as to who they hurt.
So here we are, fast forward almost 10 years, 9 years in May. Mm-hmm. Police, where are they with this case?
That's a very good question. Mm-hmm. Thanks to Earl Jordan, I'm still fighting, but time and time again they tell me the same thing, and it's very frustrating because I now have an almost 3-year-old daughter, and I can't pick up the phone and call and ask my mom questions as to what do I do.
Right.
So that's another type of motivation for me, but it's hard because I have to go to the chief of police sometimes just to get a response, and he doesn't always come through. So I want answers. I want to know why, because my mom didn't do anything to anybody, so I just want to know why at that time. We were celebrating a good cause, and I just want to know why.
Did you ever think at the time, and as you went through the pain and the grief of your mom's death, that here you would be 9 years later and still no justice?
No, I didn't actually, because there were several people out, so I figured somebody knew something.
Right.
And they say that people know, but when it comes time for getting up on the stand and testifying, they back out. So that's a big problem, which I understand, but at the same time, if it were them, they would want someone to come forward. So that's all I want.
So you've stayed in the Nashville area all these years. You now have your own child. How important has it been with family members and friends to rely on their support through all this?
It's been very important. Most of all, we just try to stay together through it all and remain positive. Every year we celebrate her birthday. She liked to take tequila shots, so that's everybody's goal every year. And it's not really as sad as you would think, but we try to make the best of it.
There's a part of you who thinks this is how my mom would want it.
Exactly.
She wouldn't want me wallowing and live life in her memory, right?
Yeah, and she comes to see me very often and keep me from being sad. So
yeah, that's hugely important. So when you hear about this Unsolved Murder Project, what are your hopes? And not only for your case, but I know you probably feel for, you're connected now with so many other people who have the similar issue, right?
I want justice for everybody. I want, why does these things continue to happen? Like, what's so bad in your life that you have to take someone else's life? I mean, gun violence, no violence is the answer, but I just want to know why. What is it going to take for this to stop? It's really getting out of hand, and with the younger kids losing their lives, it's just too much.
Okay, I have a note here that detectives, as of last year, they have some persons of interest in your mom's case, but they just need more evidence to make an arrest. Just a little more evidence, right?
Well, that's been for the last 9 years.
Really?
Yeah. And I just talked to them maybe a month ago, and still the same thing. They always tell me, oh, is this much closer? Is that much closer? It's the same thing every time I talk to them.
And where specifically did this take place, the shooting?
Edge Hill Apartments.
Edge Hill Apartments.
In the Second Drive.
Anyone with information, we want you to, call Crime Stoppers, pick up the phone, make a phone call. If you've heard anything, if you have any knowledge, like you said, they're just looking for maybe one more tip that can lead them and give you some closure.
Hopefully, me closure, everyone around me closure. Not just for me, but just the person who done it. They're hurting as well.
Yeah.
And once they turn themselves in, then I'm sure they'll feel a little better. They don't have to look over their shoulders anymore.
Sure. We appreciate you sharing your story.
Thank you.
Stay right there. We want to take a phone call here. Brenda's been holding patiently. Hey, Brenda, thanks for calling in.
Hi, how are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Thank you. On March the 26th of 2005, my 28-year-old daughter was found deceased in her basement after she got home from her second full-time job. The detective that was investigating her death assumed it was a huffing incident and that she huffed herself to death. She was a 28-year-old mother with 3 children, ages 9, 7, and 4. She worked 2 jobs so that she could give her children a better life. They did not look at it, or this detective looked at it only as that and as nothing else. They did not confiscate the computer at the house. They did not talk to all the people that they needed to talk to. And we know, or we have a very good idea who did this, but there just is not enough evidence to take it to court to put this person in jail for the rest of their lives. And I don't know where to go from here.
So you're looking at pretty much exactly 10 years.
It'll be 10 years in 3 days.
Right. Wow.
And she was a very loving, caring mother. She wasn't a huffer. But our detectives, our police department, they do make mistakes.
Right.
And they stay focused on one thing a lot of times, and that's what they go after, and they don't look in all other directions.
Brenda, where did this happen?
It happened in Hermitage.
In Hermitage.
It was at...
May I ask, what was your daughter's name?
my daughter's name
Yeah.
is Marisa, M-A-R-I-S-A, Caudill, C-A-U-D-I-L-L.
Marisa Caudill. So if anyone out there may have heard anything or have any information, again, we want to get the word out. Brenda, I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope for some closure for you soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We appreciate it. 737+ if you'd like to call in as we talk about the Unsolved Murder National Project, a 6-month project that's going to highlight and tell the stories of 7 unsolved murder victims to a national audience. And like we said with Earl, the goal here is to really contact and get the word out. The national media, local media, newspaper, syndicated shows, conduct interviews with parents and family members of the victims. And just by getting these unsolved murders back in the spotlight on a national level, not only is it going to promote more awareness of unsolved murders, but really we want to help solve them. I mean, that's really where we are here. And, you know, we hear about cold cases being solved all the time because of new evidence or someone saying something. There was a case that we wanted to mention, and that's Antoine Finney, who was 22 years old when he was killed, and here's his picture. On June 4th of 2001, he was murdered, shot, and killed. His body was found in an alley on Delk Avenue in North Nashville. His legs were bound. He was in his underwear. He had a plastic bag over his head. I mean, just...
barbaric.
Yes, barbaric and violent. We had hoped to have his mom, Barbara, here. She could not make it. But no suspects have been named in Finney's murder. That's 2001. So 14 years now.
And Roy, that's personal because that is my cousin. So it's it's hard, and people really don't understand how hard it is, and that's what motivates and pushes me, not only just with my cousin and his mother, Barbara, my cousin as well, but I want to make sure that the families understand they're not in this by themselves.
Yeah.
To the callers, both of you all, stay in it. Don't give up. If you feel that this wasn't the truth, seek other levels to find the truth. But for my families, everyone is involved. You know, we're gonna do it till we get justice, and I won't stop. You know, and I want them to do the same thing.
All right, we got one more caller on hold. We'll try to get to your call in just a moment. We appreciate your patience. We're going to take another break. We want to thank Chiquita, and we will be speaking with a couple of more guests right after this. Stay with us. Open Line will be right back.